Hi, and thanks for tuning in to this week's blog post. Last week I spoke of a commitment that I made to myself, and I promised that this week I would speak to the importance of keeping those commitments that we make to ourselves. And I actually get into two ways as to how to make that commitment and why it is so very important to remove quitting as an option when we do make a commitment to ourselves. So here we go. How is your relationship with your spouse? How's your relationship with your kids, with your parents? How about your relationship with time? Yep, you read that correctly, or you heard that correctly. How is your relationship with time? Your thoughts about time and how you show up in your relationship with time matters as much as your thoughts about how you show up in your relationships with the important people in your life. And I am here to prove it to you. I have done a lot of work on my relationships with my parents, with my kids, with my siblings, and my relationship with myself in the past 5 to 7 years. I've made sure that the people in my life that I surround myself with support me and my values. I've set up boundaries for appropriate behavior, and I've been vigilant in managing my mind regarding what I was and am thinking about these different people in my life. Are these thoughts true? Are my thoughts helping me? Time to put up my feet and relax, right? I felt pretty confident about where I was in my relationships. Nope. Life is wonderful in that it's always presenting us with new learning opportunities. My inner warrior was prodding me. What about your relationship with time, Susie? I was trying to ignore that relationship, but like anything, what we resist persists. I came to realize that a series of thoughts that I was thinking daily was causing stress and overwhelm in my life. My thoughts had to do with time. I am too busy. I don't have enough time. Or I can't get it all done. When I think these thoughts, I feel stressed and overwhelmed. When I feel stressed and overwhelmed, I don't show up as my best self in life. I don't show up as the mom, as the entrepreneur, as the partner that I want to be. This creates results in my life that I don't want. And in last week's blog, I committed to change. Here is my commitment. I commit to thinking that I have enough time. I commit to taking responsibility for my time and how I spend my days. I commit for my kids, for my partner, but mostly I commit for me and the way that thinking the thought, I have enough time, makes me feel. This week, I'd like to talk about how important it is to keep commitments we make to ourselves and how we go about keeping those commitments no matter what. Let's start with the past. Think of a time when you haven't kept a commitment to yourself. Have you said you were going to lose weight, but when the going gets tough, you quit? Have you said you're going to stop yelling at your kids, but when the going gets tough, you quit? Have you said you're going to have a weekly date night with your partner or your husband, but when the going gets tough, you quit? What does that feel like? How do you feel as you reflect back on some of the commitments you've made to yourself but you haven't followed through on? Not good, I'll bet. Committing to our goals no matter what is crucial. Crucial to achieving that goal, obviously, but also what we don't recognize is that it's crucial for our confidence. When you think of a commitment you've made, like, okay, I'm only going to have 1 glass of wine every night, and then you have 2, you're letting yourself down. That does not feel good. If we say we're going to keep a gratitude journal, we need to keep a gratitude journal. If we say we're going to consistently exercise, we need to consistently exercise. How do we do this? 2 important steps. 1, we believe in the importance of our commitment, and 2, we remove quitting as an option. Step 1, believing in the importance of our commitment, has to do with our thoughts about our commitment, our mindset. We have to believe that reaching our commitment is important. Why do we want to commit to something? What is inspiring us? I encourage clients to think of how they want to feel as a way to inspire them. If you want to commit to losing weight, think of how losing weight will make you feel. It'll make you feel healthier and more energized instead of thinking how losing weight will make you look better in your jeans. If you want to stop yelling at your kids, think of how you'll feel calmer and more connected to your kids when you stop yelling versus choosing to stop yelling at your kids because you're worried about what the neighbors will think. I know I want to change my thoughts from I'm too busy to I have enough time to get everything done, because feeling peaceful is a whole lot better than feeling overwhelmed. Step 2, removing quitting as an option, also has to do with our mindset. Commit no matter what. When we learned to walk, it did not matter that we kept falling down. Quitting was not an option, so we learned to walk. When we decided to go to college, it didn't matter that we visited campuses we didn't like. Quitting was not an option, so we kept visiting schools until we found one we did like. Remove quitting as an option and you will figure out how to get it done. It's actually helpful to remind yourself that you do this already in small ways every day. Consider these 2 examples. You're driving to work and halfway there you discover the road is closed. What do? Find another way to get to work. Period. End of story. You aren't going to put your head on the wheel and say, oh, this is too much effort. It's taking too long. Quitting is not an option, so you look for another way to get to work. You think, I have to get to work, so how am I going to make it happen? And then you make it happen. Example number 2, you're in the supermarket with a full cart of much needed groceries and your very hungry kids. At the front of the store, you discover a super long line. What do? What can you do? You find a way to entertain them and yourself as you wait in line. You aren't going to throw your hands up, lie down on the floor and say, never mind, this is too hard. Or, oh well, I guess no food for us for the week. It's taking too long. Nope. You're going to get those groceries because quitting is not an option. You make it happen. Removing quitting as an option does 2 magical things. First, it sets your brain to look for alternate solutions and focus on the positive. How do you get this done? How do you get there? Instead of thinking, damn, there's so much traffic, or why are all these people in line? It directs you to take action. You aren't going to quit, so you'd better figure out how to move through the situation you're in. The second magical thing it does is it allows for setbacks. Setbacks happen in life every day. Expect them. And when they come up, you work through them. I know I have had setbacks this week, and I've caught myself thinking I'm too busy, and I'll feel overwhelmed. Since I'm not quitting, though, I expect the setback and instead learn from what was going on in my life when I chose to think the old thought patterns. What was happening? What can I learn from this? I'm not quitting. I'm choosing these new thoughts. So how do I make it happen? What can I learn from what was happening in my life when I thought the old thoughts? This often happens with weight loss. If you commit to healthy eating, but then have a night of crazy eating, many people wake up and quit. Some of the excuses I hear are the same ones we were talking about the supermarket or the traffic. Oh, it's taking too long. It's one of my favorites. Losing weight is taking too long. Like if you quit, it's going to take less time. It's taking too long. It's too hard. Well, enough. Did you say that when you were stuck in traffic or in a long line? Expect setbacks. Remove quitting as an option and move on. Setbacks happen. Quitting doesn't happen. Doesn't have to. Where can you remove quitting as an option from your life? Please share below or email me. The more we share our own stories and our own vulnerabilities, the more we get to grow and learn. Thanks for reading, and if you haven't signed up for my newsletter, why not? I give away some freebies. This week I'm giving away some, I gave some links to some of the schedules that I use with myself and my clients to help me with time management and help me manage my day so that I do have the time that I need, because I do have the time I need to get things done. All right, guys, go get them. Go have a great week. And quitting is not an option, so just go do it. Get it done. Bye.